Hey, you are now watching Crumb TV.
Crumb TV.
Hey, we in Chicago, y'all, and y'all watching Crumb TV.
It's your brother, Tim Buck 2, I say.
You are now watching Crumb TV.
You in Chi-Town finest, you hear me? Inglewood, always up to no good.
Man, I'm telling my brother Crumb.
You're watching Crumb TV.
I'm your humble brother, and you are watching Crumb TV.
Reporting live from the Wild Hunter Southside Chicago.
And you now watching Crumb TV.
And you're watching Crumb TV.
Crumb TV, baby. Hey.
Crumb TV.
Peace, family. This your boy Young Pharaoh, and you are now watching Crumb TV.
This is Danielle, LOLJK, and you're now watching Crumb TV.
Hey, this is Reggae Boy, and I'm watching Crumb TV.
Watching Crumb TV.
You are now watching Crumb TV.
This is Miss Diva, and you are watching Crumb TV.
You're now watching Crumb TV.
This is Lady Lee from Las Vegas. You're now watching Crumb TV. I love this shit. I'm watching right now.
You are now watching Crumb TV.
You're watching Crumb TV.
This is Prema Osset in Los Angeles, Leimert Park, and you are now watching Crumb TV.
You are watching Crumb TV.
We're watching Crumb TV.
You are now watching Crumb TV. So subscribe.
I am the Grand Sheikess, Unity Temple number 80, More Science Temple of America, and you are watching Crumb TV.
Yo, this is that kid 179. You're now watching Crumb TV.
Crumb TV.
Peace, Ashe, Islam. If you could, please repeat after me. Peace, Ashe, Islam, Namaste, Hotep, Grand Rising. Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum salam. Bum dia. Oseo. Halito. Wagwan. What up, though? Rahubet. Bonjour. Shalom. Shalom. Whatever the greeting is in your respective language, I am your humble brother Crumb, here for another installation of Crumb TV. You already know what it is, family. This video is called The Old Gods versus the New Gods. If you don't know, these are the old gods, and let me see. This is the new God. But anyway, listen, before we get into all of that, I want to do what I do best, and let's put some respect on your name by acknowledging the first responders. Within the first 3 minutes, there are more than 50 first responders. So for the sake of time, we'll just do the first three. We call that the perfect trifecta. And I do want to emphasize perfect. Number one in the building. Oh, and so we'll just do the first three members, excuse me. Number one in the building of the perfect trifecta is my brother from another mother. My man, 100 grand. A1 since day one. My good brother D Nice. Peace and love, brother. He says, what up, though? I'm saying, what up back to you. I see you. I love you. I appreciate you. Number two in the building of this perfect trifecta, it is Conscious Connect. You already know these are the usual suspects. She says, peace with the big Ashe signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. Peace, love, and infinite light, disciples and master students. I'm ready for class. Family, yes, this is not a podcast. This is a pod class. So you already know how we get down. Number three in the building of the perfect trifecta, it is Isn't she lovely? I can't sing, but yeah, Ladira, she says peace and love with the signs and symbols. Y'all got to understand how to read, family. Before there were letters, they were glyphs. A picture is worth 1,000 words. When we created letters, we watered it down. So this is way more powerful. Yeah, so with that said, family, let me acknowledge some of the family. If you are chiming in from the Minister of Information's channel, can you drop your pen in your pad? If you're watching on the Minister's channel, drop your pen and your pad, your pen and your paper, so we know that you're on the M.O.I channel, because I want to make sure to acknowledge the family on that side as well. A lot of you are on that channel. So I want to put some respect on your name. So for me to know who you are, if you're on the Minister of Information's channel, drop your pen and your paper, because we know this is the pen and paper gang. So that I know where you're at, and I can give you some acknowledgement as well. So we have Queen of Forces Healing Ministries. Family, what a name. What a name. I'll never get over that. She has her pen and her pad ready. Sorry. Critical thinker. He has his pen and his pad ready. A luck. You see the paper, you see the pen. That means they ready. Brandon, if I pronounce that name wrong, charge it to my mind, not my heart. You see the pencil, you see the paper, and you know they ready. Baltimore, you see the paper, you see the pencil. Tap in. Chris Minor, you see it says pen and paper, gang, gang, gang. Tap all the way in. Okay, so family, we got the family, the master students. We have the disciples in the building. Let's bring in the high priest himself. Peace and love, good brother. How are you?
All is well. All is well. Let me get myself together. Turn my camera on. I had to rush and get the camera. What's up, everybody? What's going on? What we dealing with today? What's the information we're dealing with today?
Yes. So yeah, thank you so much for tapping all the way in. We are dealing with the old gods and the new gods, but let's just have just a little bit of decorum before we jump all the way in. Let's just start with the acknowledgments. You know, we have the master student, we have the high priest, the minister himself. Minister, just for formality's sake, if you don't mind, can you tell the family who you are and where we can find you at?
Absolutely. Y'all know what it is, man. It's me, M.O.I. You can find me definitely on Chrome TV, over on the YouTube, Minister of Information, and then, of course, that TikTok going stupid at the Minister of Information. So tap all the way in with me, man.
Family, that TikTok jumping like Jordan. Y'all gonna have to go over there. I was just watching some of his stuff today. Very, very impressive. Okay.
You know, I think I'm gonna do a just like a TikTok review. Just I need to go back to the old Instagram page and just do like a whole review of the whole joint. So, but yeah, let's get it though.
Definitely worth it. Okay. So as usual, I was behind the scenes talking to the minister, and I was telling him, I said, hey, you know, I was thinking about doing something about Saturn versus the sun, which we know signs and symbols. We're not really talking about Saturn. We're not really talking about the sun. You know, we're talking about religion or mythos, whatever you want to call it. And the minister said, yeah, I think that's a great topic. So I had asked, they playing with me. Oh, wait, is this the wrong one? What, did I hit the wrong button? No, I didn't. Okay, I'm just gonna do it in front of everybody. Let me share a screen. I had went and I asked Skynet. I be cheating. Family, if you understand what I mean when I say Skynet, can you type in where I got that reference from? Where'd you get Sky? Somebody type in where did I get the term Skynet from? And while you do that, I'm gonna see if I can put in this thing. So I asked Skynet, I said, what can you give me some examples? Some examples, EXAMP, of old gods fighting new gods. And it was very interesting. I mean, we kind of already know. But yes, I'm sorry, please.
Not everybody though. I mean, a lot of people are not really hip to the what do you call it? Pantheon.
Good point. Very good point. but yes, the Skynet reference is from the movie Terminator. In the movie Terminator, AI, I don't want to use words like evil, but for lack of a better word, the AI was evil. And that was just from our perspective. I'm sure the AI thought it was trying to do its best to do right, but tomato, tomato. But nonetheless, so it says, certainly, here are a few examples of old gods fighting new gods across various mythologies and modern interpretations, starting with everybody's favorite mythology. The Titans, old gods, fought the Olympians, the new gods, in Titan Machi. The Titans, led by Cronus, were eventually overthrown by Zeus and his siblings, representing a shift from the old order to the new. Could I give some context to that, or would you like to?
No, please. Dive in on that.
So when we're talking about Cronus versus Zeus, Zeus is going to represent Jesus. Zeus is going to represent Horus. Zeus is going to represent a lot of these guys that we're all familiar with. In Cronus, and basically Zeus represents the sun.
Yep.
Cronus, what you may not know is Cronus represents Saturn. And this is where I was kind of, chatting up with the minister before we went live. So now this is how the story goes. Cronus, he eats his babies. And his wife is very unhappy with that. Let me see if I can I don't want to lose my place, but let's just go in. Cronus eating babies. Probably not even a good thing to say, but right. Let's just share this one. This is probably the least whatever. So yeah, Cronus, he was consuming his children, which obviously was a problem because the children were the new gods. So he had 12 children. Cronus could be seen as Jacob with 12 sons, 12 tribes of Israel, whatever. And his youngest son is Zeus. And Zeus, who's a trickster god, plays a trick on his daddy. Zeus teamed up with his mama, same way that Jacob teamed up with his mama. Remember in the Bible, Jacob and his mama team up against his daddy and plays a trick, and he pretends to be Esau. Well, Zeus and his mama play a trick, and his Zeus pretends to be a stone. So instead of giving Cronus Zeus, his wife gives him a stone. It says, "This is your son Zeus," which we know it wasn't, but that was the trick. So he eats the stone, thinking he just consumed his youngest son Zeus, and Zeus comes back, and this is the clash of the Titans where he unalives his father. And this is remnant of the sun that we have right now.
Yep.
The sun we have right now. Well, Saturn used to be our first sun. I'm going to say it one more time for anybody in the back. Saturn was Earth's first sun. It was the brightest star in this galaxy. Our star.
I'm going to cut your wisdom. I want you to explain. So when it came to Venus, if Saturn was our first sun, what is the whole plight with Venus being a sun or a star? Because it's like Venus, right? Am I off a little bit on that?
No. Well, you
put me up with that Saturn thing. I'm like, damn, Saturn was our first sun. That makes sense.
You have 8 planets.
Okay.
The first 4, and let me kind of take the family to school real quick. Please forgive me, family. When I was a kid, my daddy would question me all the time, and now I just like to ask questions like he did. And that's just because he abused me with these questions, and I've been traumatized. Anyway, so yeah, family. What are the first 4 planets in our solar system called based on what they told us in school? And where's my Jeopardy music? And go. What are the first 4 planets? And ding, 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 ding. This music, I just want to get to it. The first 4 planets in our solar system are called terrestrial.
Yeah.
What are the second set? The second 4. What do we call those? Correct. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, those are the terrestrials. What are the second 4 called? You have, this is what they told us in school. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just going by what
Come
they
on,
told
astronomers, astrologers.
The first 4 are the terrestrials. Then you have the asteroid belt, whatever they call it, and then you have the last 4. The last 4 are called gas giants. That's right.
Gas giants. Yep.
They're called gas giants. So now, when you're dealing with a star, stars are made of gas, and these last 4 planets are made of gas. So what you're going to see, gas giants, thank you. Yes, ma'am. So what you're going to see is those first 4 planets, they are regular planets. They're just regular planets. Those last 4 planets, I'm going to say they might not be planets. Planets are made of rock and metal. Stars are made of gas. So now what you're going to see is Saturn is a star. It's called a brown dwarf, according to science. Brown dwarfs are a new class of faint stars. They're most numerous stellar objects in the galaxy and bridge the gap between stars and Jupiter-sized planets. They're too small to shine from internal thermal nuclear power. They radiate blue and UV light, even though they're at a cool temperature of about 950,000 kelvins, which water molecules dominate. Now, why is this important? Because our current star is called a death star. The current star we have now is called a death star.
Is it in relation to what's it called? The movie? Okay, teach.
Just like Galactus. Galactus in the comic books went around consuming planets. These stars went around consuming other stars. So now the Death Star is going to consume the light, the energy from the main star. Once this star consumes the light of this star. Remember, stars are made of supposedly fire, but we know fire needs oxygen. There's no oxygen in space. That's what they told us. So let's not, even though the mythos is the mythos, let's not even dive too deep into the science, because that might be mythos. Anyway, the stars are made of fire. Well, fire needs oxygen. They say there was no oxygen out there, but whatever. Let's not go there today. So now, how do we make sure that Cronus never comes back? Well, if you're made of fire, we're going to put a ring around you. We're going to put handcuffs on you. We're going to put handcuffs on you, and we're going to drain your energy, and we're going to put handcuffs on you. The handcuffs that we put on you is an ice ring. If you're a fire star, we're going to dim your light, and we're going to put ice around you so that you never shine like you did before. So now this is the story. Please.
I want to add value to it real quick. If you guys have not seen the new Alien movie, Romulus, I think it's called Alien Romulus, there's a scene where there's an ice ring around their planet, but they show you in the movie how thick this ice is. I know we look at Saturn and think, man, that shit it's like 200 miles wide of just like sheets of ice, stone ice. And when you just said that, I went back to that scene in my head and remember what it looked like. It's thick. It's a lot of ice, tons of it.
They put that star on ice. You will never shine like you once did because you've been defeated in battle. No more Cronus. At one point in time, Saturn didn't have a ring. Now it has a ring, and that ring is melting. Saturn's coming back. That ring is melting. So now you're going to see the same story with Set and his uncle, and his nephew Horus. Because let me go back over here real quick. Because what you're seeing is these gods. Where do the gods live, Crumb? Well, according to the Minister of Information and everybody else I know, they live up there. Where? Somewhere up there. I don't know. Oh, space? I guess you can call it space. Some people call it heaven. Whatever. So up there is where they're fighting, up above us. And this is what we're seeing in terms of the story of Clash of the Titans. Cronus versus Zeus. Zeus is the sun. Cronus is Saturn. Zeus defeats Saturn. Next, Norse mythology. In Ragnarok, the old gods like Thor and Odin and Thor battle new forces, including monstrous beings and the giants. They represent a cylindrical nature of the old gods facing new threats. Go back and watch the movie Ragnarok. Remember that the minister and I, we're going to have to teach you through imagery. And let's just skip that one. Maybe you haven't seen Ragnarok. Go back to the movie American Gods. Minister, did you see American Gods?
I caught maybe a little bit of the first season. I really didn't get into it. But I'm familiar with it though. I'm familiar with it.
Family, 000 if you have seen American Gods, or maybe you didn't see it, but you saw that one scene. There was a scene from American Gods, and it was probably the most. Well, I'll just pull it up. American Gods scene with black guy. I don't remember him. That dude right there. This is the scene. Dr. Nancy,
Orlando Jones.
Orlando Jones.
Yeah.
Tells the slaves to revolt against the slave captors. I'm not going to play.
I've never seen this whole theme. I've seen bits and pieces of it. And I never knew it was related to what you're talking about just now. So now I'm going to have to go watch the whole damn episode now, because now I'm interested in what he was talking about. This scene got him kicked off the show, didn't it?
Correct.
Damn.
They kicked him all the way off the show because this scene, it wasn't supposed to get aired, or it wasn't supposed to have this much impact, or remember, what was your boy's name? J. Edgar Hoover said America's greatest threat is global warming. I'm joking. J. Edgar Hoover said America's greatest threat is Kamala. I'm joking. J. Edgar Hoover, he said, seriously, no. The greatest threat to America is the rise of the Black Messiah, and this is perpetuating that. So, we're not gonna have none of that. We ain't gonna have no shows inspiring you guys to buck up. So with that said, they kicked him off the show for that. But according to ChatGPT, that TV show or the whatever, the old gods, like these two people, and remember, Ansi is the African spider god, confront the new gods like Medea in technology. I'm joking. It says media. In battle for relevance in modern society. The clash symbolizes the struggle between tradition and contemporary culture. I'm going to skip Final Fantasy series. I'm going to skip DC Comics. And I'm going to go to Game of Thrones. Were you a Game of Thrones fan?
Again, I tried to get into it, but because I know like history, it kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm familiar with it though. I'm familiar with Game of Thrones. Beowulf is another classic movie, anime movie that they kind of discussed the gods. There was a scene where he asked the gods, should we now call upon the new Roman god, Christ Jesus? There was a scene, I'm like, oh God, because they were dealing with Beowulf and they deal with Thor and Woden and all that kind of stuff. So I'm familiar with it though. But I'm actually gonna put up on game right now by I'm actually Googling this stuff as you're talking about it, so I can take a look at it.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, I hated it. It was just too classical for me. It's just I couldn't get into it, and by the time I got into it, it was just kind of too late. They were like 500 seasons in, and I just couldn't take it. But it says the old gods are the religion practiced by the long extinct natives of Westeros, while the new gods are the prevalent religion brought over by the first men. The old gods are mainly present in the north, while the new gods are present in most of the country. And when I hear about that, it kind of reminds me of the Old Testament versus the New Testament. Everybody attacked you. Oh, you trying to take away the law. I did not come to destroy the law. I came to fulfill it. The old law. They thought it was the new God getting rid of the old gods. The whole thing with Jesus versus the Pharisees and the Pharisees and the Sadducees.
Yes, Sadducees and Pharisees. You're absolutely right. I did not come to change the law, but come to fulfill it. Yep.
Because they thought he was going to. What law are you talking about, Crumb? I'm talking about the law Moses brought, the old law. Jesus ain't dealing with no old law. Jesus dealing with the new law. I'm joking. Ain't no new law. But they thought he was coming for the old law. I'm sorry, to do away with the old law. And everybody kept saying, Jesus kept saying to them, well, isn't it written in your old law? And isn't it written? Didn't you dudes back in the 80s used to sell crack?
Y'all did it.
I'm being funny to the old school family. Y'all already know what it is. But no, seriously, yeah. Dealing with the Old Testament versus the New Testament. And not to say anything bad, but I was talking to the minister and I asked the minister, I said, Minister, do you notice how most preachers don't preach from the Old Testament? They just stick with the New Testament. Most preachers do not. Oh yeah, it is a full moon tonight. That is a true statement. It is a full moon. Let's get it.
Speaking of the moon, I was waiting for somebody to say it. I just want to segue real quick. Speaking of the moon. I'm gonna share my screen real quick with y'all. We got 2 moons coming next week.
According to Time magazine, in an article titled "Earth is temporarily getting a second moon," starting next week, the moon, Earth's closest celestial body, will be joined by a new neighbor, a second moon. Minister, can you give me just a second? Because I need to spaz out real quick. Can somebody please press 111 if the minister just effed you up? If the minister just blew your mind right then, press 111, please. You know what? Don't nobody got to press it. I'm gonna press it. You don't got to press nothing. I'm gonna press
a mini moon from September 29th until November 25th. Astronomers calculate 2024 PT5, which is the scientists think it's an asteroid. They think it's an asteroid, but have dubbed a mini moon will be looping around Earth. 2 moons. And some people are already seeing it. Some people already got videos on TikTok about it. They're already seeing it. Now, I want to take attention back to something real quick because I announced this a couple of years ago and nobody made any noise. China already had 2 moons. China built their moon. It's a low gravity moon. And before you say, oh, this has artificial moon. Our moon is an artificial entity also, in case you didn't know that. It's a satellite. It's been there. So this is 2 examples of these new moons, in case anybody's a Sailor Moon fan. I yield the floor.
And China created their own sun.
Yes, facts.
And China created their own sun. Family. Hold on. Let me see. Can I find it? No. I'm thinking of the wrong one. Where have you heard this story before? Because remember, the moon is already artificial. The moon we have now is already artificial. That's not a real moon. the the guy from Nation of Islam. What's his name again?
Farrakhan?
Elijah Muhammad.
Elijah Muhammad. Okay.
Elijah Muhammad already told you guys that moon up there is not a real moon.
Nope.
It's a satellite. They put it up there. But in terms of creating a sun, because China created a sun as well. Where have you heard this story before of somebody creating a sun? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, put me on that one.
Spider-Man.
Dr. Octavius.
Dr. Octavius, also known as Dr. Octopus, creates a perpetual sun in the Spider-Man trilogy using a fusion reactor. Go back. See, guys, listen. I know you're going to have to read these books and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying don't read the books. I'm not saying don't read the books. But the thing that the minister and I have told you time and time again, Earth has a contract with the Galactic Federation where they're going to have to tell you the truth.
Yep.
Earth has a contract with the Galactic Federation where they're going to have to tell you the truth. Now, the caveat is that they didn't tell you how they got to tell you the truth. Why is that important, Crumb? That's important because Earth has decided to tell you the truth via sci-fi so that they don't cause public panic. It's called, I forgot what they call it, where they tell you about something that's going to happen before it happens. But nonetheless, this is a part of the galactic contract. So you can read as many books as you want, but you're going to have to watch those movies and stop thinking it's fiction.
Now I just want to ask the receipts what you're saying, bro.
Come on.
I want to ask you. They're going to show you through film, and everything he just said is right here. Predict the programming. Thank you.
Predict the programming. Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to add value to that real quick.
No, I'm sorry. Share that one more time. Let me just formally read that. This is according to Star Wars/universe.fandom.com in an article titled Galactic Federation of Free Alliances. The Galactic Federation of Free Alliances, also known as simply the Galactic Federation, but most commonly the Galactic Alliance, was an intergovernment organization tasked to promote intergalactic cooperation and to create and maintain intergalactic order. America and our Earth system is a part of that alliance. And to get on board, they have to tell you the truth. This started after Roswell. They didn't want to cause public panic. So after Roswell, they created this genre of sci-fi so that they can tell you this under the guise of entertainment. So now you're watching Star Wars, and now you're watching Star Trek, and now you're watching all of these stuff on TV through Hollywood, and you're relaxed because you think it's just mythos when it's actually all wise writings act.
I'm just adding value to what you're saying.
So this source is NBCnews.com, and could you scroll a little bit to in an article titled "Former Israeli Space Security Chief Says Extraterrestrials Exist and Donald Trump Knows About It," and the blurb says, "A galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we will understand ... Family, this is not tinfoilhat.com. This is not I Dream a Genie, we have a vivid imagination.org. It's abcnews.com. This is where you take the notes. This is the part that you write down. Because if you go and you say that you heard it on Crumb TV, the second you say Crumb TV, you automatically sound crazy. You can't say my name, but you can say abcnews.com. Hey, I heard on Crumb TV. Oh, now you sound crazy. I heard on the internet. Now you sound crazy. I heard on NBCnews.com. Now you sound.
And the Jerusalem Post. These are credible sources.
Credible sources. According to Jerusalem Post, in an article titled "Former Israeli Space Security Chief Says Aliens Exist, Humanity Not Ready." Now, I know the listening audience, we know you guys are ready. But if you agree, press 222. The random average person is not ready for this information. You know this, I know this. I know you get it. That's why you're here. You're chilling. But your mama them ain't ready for this, respectfully. But once the second moon comes,
then what?
Yeah, Minister, you jumping like Jordan.
My bad. Now, let's get back to the ghouls and gods. Yeah.
Okay. So where have we heard the old gods and the new gods? In Babylonian creation myths, Marduk, the storm god, defeated Tiamat, the saltwater goddess, in a battle that created the heavens and the earth. Remember, Crumb, I'm not dealing with the Marduk and the Tiamat thing. Well, let me see if I can help you out. When you're talking about the Marduk and the Tiamat story, that's all in what we call Sumeria. I'm sorry, Sumer. It's going to be in the city of the city of Uruk. It's going to be in New Babylonia. And these stories, who knows these stories? Well, let's see who's from that city. What city is Abraham from?
Uh-oh.
This is the city where those stories were at. Abraham is the core of the Bible. It's an Abrahamic religion. Abraham is the core of Judaism. It's an Abrahamic religion. Islam, Abraham is the core of Islam. It's an Abrahamic religion. Where did Abraham come from? He came from the city of Ur. He was Chaldean. You think Abraham don't know about Tiamat? You think Abraham don't know about Marduk? Tiamat was the old god. Marduk was the new god. And the whole thing, Tiamat didn't like the sounds that the humans were made. She called it Babel. Where have I heard that story before, Crumb?
Oh, wow, I never knew that.
Hold on. Tiamat was annoyed by the Babel. Not Bible, Babel. Tiamat was annoyed. Why was Tiamat angry? For suggesting this. Let's see. Let me just ask the question. Was Tiamat mad with the sounds humans were making? No, I'm sorry, not humans. Apsu, driven to violence by the noise they make, seek to destroy them and unalive them. The sounds that they were making were annoying. She didn't like those sounds. This is the story of Babel. She didn't like the Babel. So now, Marduk goes to defend those who babble, unalives Tiamat, and uses her body, one half of her rib cage to create the heavens, the other half of her rib cage to create the earth. So there's your story of Babel. You're also going to have, after this, you're going to have a flood story. And who brings you all of these stories? That's right, Abraham, because they were in his city. Abraham took the stories of the old gods and brought you the new gods. Crumb, I don't believe in that. Well, what about Abraham? He was from that city where they were talking all of this Babylonian stuff. So now Tiamat is Leviathan, and Leviathan is the old god. Family, I need you guys to understand, when God came to earth in Genesis chapter 1, the water was already here. When God came to earth in Genesis chapter 1. Minister, look like you got something to share.
No, I'm over here getting my notes together.
When God came to earth in Genesis chapter 1, the water was already here. This was a water world that already had a water god. The water god's name was Leviathan. God went to war against the Leviathan. You might know Leviathan by another name, Godzilla. Godzilla.
AKA Zazil.
AKA Zazil.
Zazil. And like we said before, y'all only seen Godzilla travel through water.
That's it.
Y'all never seen Godzilla fly. Nigga always stay close to the ocean. Always.
You never seen Godzilla in Colorado. Godzilla in Japan, which is an island. I seen Godzilla attack New York, which is an island. Godzilla don't be nowhere in Canada. I'm joking, Canada. But he stays close to the water, or she. So now I believe when the Israelites broke bread for the first communion, that was were the Israelites eating the body. I'm sorry. Were the Israelites eating the body of Leviathan for communion? Leviathan's corpse became a feast for creatures rather than, hold on, let me see. Did the Israelites eat Leviathan? In the Old Testament, Leviathan appears in Psalm 74:14 as the multi-headed sea serpent. What do you call the multi-headed sea serpent? Jeez, Hydra. Unalived by God and given as food to Hebrews in the wilderness.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Oh, Crumb, when we do communion, we be eating the body of Jesus. Okay, well, what about before Jesus? You ate the body of the old God.
Mic drop. Mic drop moment. Bro, I never knew that.
So yeah, the old gods were eaten by the new gods. Horus is the new god, and he fought his uncle, who was an old god. Perseus, who was a demigod. Perseus, Horus, Zeus, they're called god killers. These are god killers. How come every time you see these new gods, these demigods, these half-breeds, they always got to come and kill the original? Perseus killed Medusa. Let me close out Game of Thrones. I'm not going to do Final Fantasy just yet. American gods. Let me see right here. Shadow learns that Wednesday is an incarnation of Odin, the All-Father, and that he is recruiting American manifestations of the old gods whose powers have waned as their believers have deceased in numbers. Family, where do the gods get their powers from? They get their powers from you. If you don't worship them, they have no more power. God told you, if you don't worship me, I'll get the rocks to worship me, because I need to be worshiped. And if you don't worship me, I'm going to lose power. You got to worship God to participate in battle against the new American gods. The manifestation of the modern life technology, which right now you worship technology. Right now, there's going to be a new God. AI new God coming. I'm sorry. AI new Bible God coming. Will AI become our new gods? Answers in Genesis. Do humans need a new Bible written by an artificial intelligence? Yes, there will be a new Bible coming by a new AI, Skynet, AI predicted in the Bible. Some people have said that in Daniel's chapter 12, verse 4, might have something to do with AI. Now, as for you, Daniel, roll up and scroll and seal your words until the time of blah, blah, blah. There's going to be an AI God and an AI Bible coming soon. There's going to be an AI God and there's going to be a new AI Bible. It's coming. It's coming.
While we're on this real quick, let me segue and drop. If you guys have not seen it, it's on Netflix. Let's check this out. I'm just gonna run the trailer real quick.
Mortals, this bitter earth, ooh, that hides.
Today is a holy day.
The glow of a rose. What good am I?
You're the king of the gods. King of the gods.
Fuck the gods. Heaven only knows.
Honor me. That's a command, not a request.
Lord, this bitter earth.
It dropped tonight. I'm on episode 3 already.
Dang, Gina.
Everything you was just talking about, I'm like, oh shit, the new show just dropped. Or the case is called Chaos, where they're talking about the deities, and that's actually Zeus. He's played by Zeus. The whole entire pantheon of deities is in the movie. So go check it. It's on Netflix. Check that out.
Wow. Okay. I see what you're doing here. So let me just break this down so that the family can hopefully understand. An age. The minister and I did a segment, a series called 26,000 Years of History. If you don't know what we mean when we say 26,000 years of history, we're talking about a great year. Some people say 26. Some people say some other particular number. Some people, like myself, we just simply say 24. There are 24 hours in a day. There are approximately 24,000 years in a great year. That's just approximately. So now, let me ask the family, why are we in 2024? Why is this 2024? Answer, because supposedly Jesus was unalived 2024 years ago. Why is that important? Because a age is approximately 2,000 years. An age, another word for age is eon. Another word for age is house. Remember, the Bible is astrotheology in retrograde. Adam and Eve are the Gemini, the twin flames. What comes before Adam and Eve? Somebody in the audience, please. I know there's a 7-second delay, so I'm gonna give y'all 14 seconds. What zodiac comes before Gemini? What zodiac comes before Gemini? Somebody, please help me out. What zodiac comes before Gemini? I put the answer on the board. Taurus. Taurus is Noah. What comes before Taurus? Aries. Aries is Moses. What comes before Aries? Y'all doing good. Come on now. What comes before Aries? Starts with a P. Pisces. Pisces is Jesus. What comes before Pisces? What comes before Pisces? Aquarius. Thank you. Jesus told you, I will be with you until the end of the age. I'm not going to be with you forever, just until the end of the age. After the end of the age, they said, where should this is when he was about to, this is the final upper room. This is when he was about to go to the upper room. They said, this is the apostles, where shall we go? Who shall we follow? You'll follow the man. There we go, King Moses, 308. Follow the man with the pitcher. What man with the pitcher? The Aquarian.
Water bearer. Yeah.
The water bearer. This is the age of information. In the age of information, AI will be your new God. AI will be the new God of the age of the artificial intelligent being will be the God of the age of information. This is a part of the segment that the minister and I had called 26,000 years of history. You're going to have to stop going year by year, age by age. You're going to have to measuring time in segments of 24,000 years or 26,000 years. The Bible is astrology and astrotheology in retrograde. So go backwards. Look right here. Adam and Eve is Gemini. Noah is Taurus. Abram, who you know as Abraham, is Aries. Pisces is Jesus Christ. The Aquarian is AI, the age of information. Check, check. So now, in the golden age, Zeus ruled that age. I'm sorry, excuse me. Saturn ruled that age. In that age, there was no daytime, there was no nighttime. It was a perpetual state of purple. It was shout out to Prince. It was a perpetual state of purple. I'm skipping through it. This is what the Romans knew about. They celebrated Saturnalia because they knew the time before there was only one sun. Our sun absorbed that sun, their energy. Saturn is nearly as well. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of skip through it. Saturn is a star. I went through all of this here. Saturn is a star. It's a failed star. Gordon Ramsay, I think he just transitioned. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Gordon Ramsay just transitioned. What are you? A failed star. You want to be a chef, but you're not. You're a line cook at IHOP. You're a failed star. You will never be whatever it is that Gordon Ramsay was doing back in those days. There was a book, The Purple Dawn of Creation, A Journey into Time Before Time Began. Cronus was the god of time. Saturn in the Death Cult by Troy McLaughlin. He already told you. Crum, you made that up out of your own imagination. No, somebody wrote a book about it. Egyptian Eye of Ra decoded. Saturn is the eye. The inverted crescent is Mars. And the tail is of Venus. Those three planets belonged to Saturn. They belonged to Saturn first. Saturn was inside of a husk. 60,000 BC, the Earth was under its stationary primordial sun, the brown dwarf star Saturn. Earth was wrapped inside of a purple hue cocoon caused by Saturn's dull light, a spectrum reflecting back off its plasma sheath. The northward view from Earth's southern skies. If you look, remember, there's something called the Polaris. Every day our sun rises in the east and sets in the west. But in the archaic sun, but the archaic sun god Saturn doesn't rise, set, or even move. Egyptian texts say that the sun god Atum or Atum Ra, the great god, lives fixed in the middle of the sky. Saturn never moved. That's why they called him Cronus. Time never began, time never ended. This is where you get the whole Saturn thing from, being the god of time. Now, this is from the southern perspective. If you look, it looks like Saturn sits in the middle of the universe. And if you look over a long period of time, it looks like everything's rotating around that particular star in the middle, which is Saturn. And you can only see it at night. Remember, before there was sun, y'all, we worshiping the sun, family. Before there were sun worshipers, we worshiped at nighttime. We were a matriarchal society, and I'm not trying to get into the gender wars thing. Shout out to the men, shout out to the women, shout out to the children. But we were a matriarchal society before we were a patriarchal society. And the matriarchal society was a nocturnal cult. It was a nocturnal cult. There was no sun back in the day. It was all based on nighttime. Please, minister. Damn, Gina.
Oh no, I'm just pulling up some receipts as you're talking. That's all.
No, it's all wise, right, and exact.
Pulling up some receipts. Please continue though.
So now, when you're dealing with Saturn is going to have a fight in Egypt. The fight between the sun and Saturn is the fight between Horus and Set. Same girl, same fight. That's the same fight. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I told you Horus is a new deity. At one point in time, there was no Horus. At one point in time, this star you have now did not exist. He got into a fight based off something that happened before he came here. That's the same fight in Rome. Saturnalia was the Roman equivalent of the earlier Greek god Cornea, which was celebrated during Attic month, the Hecatombion, whatever, in the late midsummer. It held the theological importance for some Romans who saw it as a restoration of the ancient Golden Age, when the world was ruled by Saturn. The capital of the much older Lower Egypt was the city of On, according to the Hebrew text, and Heliopolis, according to the Greek text, set as a leading figure there during that time. So his name was not Set, the guy who Horus was fighting, or you may know him as Ra. His name was Set On. The earliest association with Satan. Set was a dog-like deity associated with the dog star Sirius, which is found in the Canis Major constellation. The Holy Land is not Israel. The Holy Land is the land of Canaan. This is the old land. This is the same land. It's the same land. Y'all just calling it a different name. Oh, Israel, Crumb. Palestine, Crumb. Okay, I hear you. But the ancestors didn't call it Israel. The ancestors didn't call it Palestine. Jesus them didn't even call it Israel. Go back to where Jesus was talking to a girl who was from that land. The girl, that land that you now call Israel, there was a girl who was native to that land. Jesus and the Canaanite woman. So now this is the Canaanite god in the land of Canaan. And what did Jesus call that woman? What did Jesus call that woman? You know what? Here. Jesus called that woman in simplified terms.
It's in the picture? I've never seen that shit.
It's in the picture. Where are they at? They in the land of Canaan. Who is he talking to? He's talking to the Canaanite woman. And the woman, he said, he called her an itch. He called her a female dog. Family, don't type it up. Use code, just like my good brother, Terry. Use code. What did Jesus call that woman? He called her a female dog. She said, fine, I'll be a female dog. But don't even the dogs get to eat crumbs? Even the dogs are able to eat crumbs.
Okay, now peep this out. Peep this out. Let me add some value to that real quick. I want us to stay in our celestial minds. This is the dog star, Canis Minor, Canis Major. We're talking about when in the land of Canaan, we're talking about the dog stars, or those who came from the dog stars. Those were called the dukes of war. That's another conversation, but they're like dukes of war. They're bipedal canines. They came down here during the Anunnaki, but just to tie in the fact we're talking about Canaan and Canis Minor and Canis Major, we're talking about the canines, or the dogs, or the dog star.
The Dogon, the dogs of the city of On. That's right.
Oh,
Jesus.
The city of On. I'm sorry, couldn't you? But the city of On, because I want to make sure I add some validity to this, just in case some Hebrew Israelites watch this later. This is Genesis 41:44. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, I am Pharaoh, but without your word, no one will lift a hand or a foot in all of Egypt. Pharaoh gave Joseph the name Zepanath. I'm saying that correctly, I think it is. You got to excuse me, I lost my Egyptian accent. It's been so long. And gave him Asenath, daughter of Papyrith, priest of On, to be his wife. And Joseph went through the land of Egypt. I just want to point out that priest of On, if he's a priest, what deity is he fashioning the religion about?
Yeah, Mac on Go says it's crazy. Dog backwards is God too. Never forget that.
That's what they began to worship. Anubis, the black dog. They deified Anubis, the black dog, in ancient Egypt.
Minister, did you see that cartoon back in the day? It was a little bit raunchy. It was rated R, but Fritz the Cat?
I never got into it. I'm familiar with it. Never got into it though.
Tell me why in the cartoon Fritz the Cat, they depicted the Juicies. They were dogs in the synagogue.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
You can't make this stuff up. So yeah, Jesus is a spinoff of Horus, as he is the son of God. Jesus infamously goes to the land of Canaan and threatens to treat a Canaanite woman like a dog. The land of Canaan was usurped by Jesus's people and renamed Israel. According to the book of Matthew, chapter 15, 21 through 27, it reads, leaving that place, Jesus went to the land of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman from the vicinity came to him crying out, Lord, son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon possessed and suffering terribly. Jesus did not answer a word. So his disciples came to him and urged him, send this itch away, for she keeps crying out after us. He answered to the disciples, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. Stop saying God came to save the world. If God came to save the world, why did he do that woman like that? Minister, can you help me out? Why he do that woman like that if he came to save the world?
Because this is a part of the decree, which was not to go into the ways of those people. And you have to go back to the stories of who the Canaanites were to these people. But it had already been foretold that they should not go into the ways of those people. The juicies. That's the new word. That's the new word. YT and juicies.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to Gemini Slim. We got to speak in code, family, because the new AI God is listening with his algorithm. Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us. He answered, I was sent only to the lost sheep of it. God came to save the world. Well, if he came to save the world, why he do her like that? The woman came and knelt before him. Lord, help me, she said. He replied, is it not right? Is it not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs? I'm not going to take no food out of my son's mouth and feed it to no dog. That's what we not going to do. Replying to him, she says, yes, it is, Lord, she said. Even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. Amen, church. Y'all gonna have to give it to her. She was tight on that one. You can't call it a comeback.
She definitely stood on business with that one.
She
stood on business.
Factory. So this whole thing, I put Moses. I meant to put Abraham. Let me correct that. Abraham. Abraham was a Chaldean. Well, I got that wrong. Why I put Moses? Moses was a Chaldean, which he was not. It was Abraham, but grew up Egyptian. He wrote the Torah, which I'm just going to put grew up Egyptian. Moses grew up Egyptian. He wrote the Torah, which was the first 5 books of the Bible, but in Egypt it would be called the Helios Biblios, the Sun Book. Diodorus Siculus of Sicily reported that the Chaldeans called Saturn by the name Helios. Oh, Crumb, Helios means sun. No, Helios means Saturn. Oh, the Helios Biblios, Crumb, the sun book. What sun? Saturn. The Babylonians, who were right next door, called Saturn Shamash, meaning sun. Under Moses, the Hebrews left Egypt, but not without the Egyptian gods. They went to the land of Canaan with Set on and amalgamated him with the local god El, who was then venerated through Saturn.
That's facts. That's facts.
So now, what slide am I on? I can't see the slide. Oh, right here. Under King David, the Israelites finally broke the Philistine power and vanquished the native Canaanites, taking the city of Jerusalem. Canaan then became Israel. Many esoteric researchers affirm that the name Israel is the combination of the ancient pagan deities Isis, Ra, and El. El is the Canaanite god. El, father of heaven, Saturn. And his major son, Hadad, father of earth / Jupiter / Cronus, and symbolized both by the bull, and both wear bull horns and on their headdress. And this is according to Wiki. Who is El? El is Saturn, the old god. Saturn is the sun. Saturn is not only the horn bull, god El, who ruled over the Canaanites, but it's also the horned goat who rules over the Capricorn constellation. Crumb, I don't deal with no Baphomet. Ain't you a Capricorn? How y'all going crazy against the goat god and you a whole Capricorn family? If you a Capricorn, or if your mama a Capricorn, or if your lady or your man is a Capricorn, can you press 444?
Come on now.
I don't deal with no goats. You married a Capricorn. Be quiet.
Goat rider, let's go.
You in love with a Capricorn.
And I just want to set the record straight for point of correction. The term Baal means Lord.
Come on.
Baal is not a person. It's a title. Because God told Moses, I will make you a Baal before Pharaoh. I will make you a Lord. Baal. Just want to put that point of correction, because y'all talking like that in front of some Hebrews or some scholars, they're gonna laugh you off the street, thinking that the word Baal is a person. El is the Godhead, just like in Islam is El-Ilah. El-Ilah or Allah. A-L means the, I-A-L, I'm sorry, I-L-A-H means Ilah, the deity. So the point is, the correct way to even say Allah is El-Ilah. El-Ilah. You're giving reverence to one, the most high. Baal just means Lord. Baal is not a deity. However, the God who told Moses to go to the mountain he said, go see Baal Zippor, the Lord Zippor, or Baal Hadam, which is Lord Hadam. Okay. That's how that worked. Like Baal is just a prefix of the entity, not the entity's name.
So the minister said Illa. Okay. Where have I seen Illa?
There it is. There it is. There it is.
I remember.
There it is.
Godzilla. That's where I seen that before. Gotcha.
Godzilla.
Okay.
And El himself is the northwestern Semitic word meaning God, a deity. El was a deity in that same area that Crum is talking about right now. That same area. The storm deity. Yep. Y'all tracking. I love this audience. It's easy to talk to y'all because y'all already know what time it is. Y'all ask a whole bunch of questions. Yeah. They asked a whole bunch of questions about no dumb shit. They already know what time it is. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. But just like bro said right here, it's Illah or El Illah. So that's all I want to put my 2 cents in the Kool-Aid real quick.
Absolutely. You're going to see L in words like electricity. Oh, Crum, I don't deal with the elites. It's not called elite. They're called Elites. Oh, Crum, y'all be dealing with the elites. We're not talking about no elites. We're talking about Elites. Y'all gonna have to break these words down, family. You're gonna have to. Is it not a coinky ding? Now, this is according to bustle.com. All about Saturn, Capricorn's ruling planet. So now you saying, oh, Satan is Saturn and Saturn is L. Well, Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, which you goat gods. Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this. This is what you're not gonna like. I ain't got time with no Jesus talk. Crum, we dealing with the old gods or the new gods? We dealing with the new gods. We dealing with the new gods. The new god in town. I'm sorry, excuse me. We dealing with the old gods. The old gods are coming back. The old gods are coming back to take what's theirs. I know y'all don't want to hear this. I know y'all don't want to hear this. The Mount of Temptation is supposedly the location of part of the temptation of Jesus described in the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke in the New Testament, during which the devil took Jesus to a high mountain and offered him rule over all. Anybody know how much all is? Over all the kingdoms of the world. Mountain goat god. Well, who lives on the mountain? Oh, the goats. Crum, I be out here searching for knowledge. Not what do you mean knowledge? Like know the ledge? Oh. Yeah, I be trying to know the ledge. Oh, because you sound like a goat right now. Because the goat knows the ledge. Satan knows the ledge. Capricorns know the ledge.
Masons.
Come on. The Masons.
All you Masons out there. Yeah, they don't roll the goat. What do you think riding the goat is? For all the brothers in the Masonic order, when you finally ride the goat, you come to that sacrificial altar, and you see those 3 great suns in front of you, those 3 great lights in front of you, representing Aton, Atum, and Amun, the 3 great deities. They remind you of the old deities of knowledge, of light.
So, if the goat is the old god, can somebody in the audience tell me what animal is the diametric opposite of the goat in the Bible? Let me throw on this little Jeopardy music real quick. What animal is the diametric opposite of the goat in the Bible? Ding, 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 ding. Let me turn the music off. That is all wise, right, and exact. The opposite of the goat is the sheep. Where does the sheep, because the goat lives on the mountain. The goat lives, where does sheep live at? The goat live on the mountain. Where does sheep live at? The lamb, where does the goat, where does the sheep live at? Where does the lamb live at? Where does the sheep live at? Where does the lamb live at? Somebody gonna have to talk black to me. They live in the valley. You don't know the ledge. You can't see far. When you on the top of the gods live at the top of the mountain, where there's a vast and wide perspective, you can see for miles and miles and miles across flat earth. Your ass in the valley, you don't know if the earth flat, round, or what's going on. Because you in the valley, you can't see nothing but the mountains damn Jesus. Excuse me.
I just want to bring up the receipts to my Masons again. I told you it was Atun and Amun. Atan, Atun, and Amun. Amun was a major ancient Egyptian deity who appeared as a member of the Hermophility, which is Heliopolis, on God. And here in a second, I'm gonna do a quick demonstration on the on-gods and the Enneads. Amun attested from the old kingdom together with his missing so on and so forth. I'm gonna show you guys what I was talking about. I'm talking outside of my neck. I'm talking about Amun was the goat deity of the old ancient Egyptian. I mean, the old ancient Egypt pantheon, what they call the on-gods. And we'll come at that in a second. I just wanted to show receipts, bro. I want nobody to think I'm saying just shooting the shit when I say that, what I said.
Well, that's all wise, right, and exact. But just for the family who might be a little bit sheepish, a little bit sheeple. I don't deal with that stuff. That's the devil when you're dealing with Egypt. Okay, well, what if I told you all the horns of the wicked will be cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be. The devil don't got horns. God got horns. The devil don't have horns. Hellboy.
Don't forget about Moses got horns too.
Gina, Moses.
Don't leave Moshe out with them horns.
Can't leave. Ah, oh, nabbit. I forgot about Moses. The horns of the wicked will be cut off. The righteous who have horns, your horns will remain. The old gods are coming back. The old gods are coming back. But yeah, the family is right. When you're dealing with Amun, y'all trying to get rid of Amun. You can't get rid of Amun. Is he the name that we say when we end our prayers with Amen? The answer is yes, yes, and yes. You're not going to get rid of that goat. You're not going to get rid of that ram. You're not going to get rid of the horned God. You're not going to get rid of him.
And I want people to take note that Amun was the personification of the new gods. We're talking about old gods versus new gods. The old gods were Shu, Tefnut. Okay. What's her name? What's her name? Hold on. Because you keep mentioning it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and deal with it. It was Shu, Tefnut, Gab, Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. Oh yeah, Nut, Gab and Nut, Shu and Tefnut, Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. Right? Amun represented the eightfold deities, which are the new deities of Egypt. Right?
Are you trying to share screen?
Oh, I can. I was just kind of just talking it in, but let me go and pull it up there real quick while I'm into it right quick. Let's go and deal with the Ennead. So let's go ahead and jot this down. Get an opportunity. These are the Enneads. The Enneads, or the great Enneads, was a group of 9 deities. That's important to remember. The 9 deities in the Egyptian mythology worship at Heliopolis. And Heliopolis was the sun city, and that was the same city that the god On was personified in Genesis 41:44. right? Now, the Greeks took the deities from Heliopolis and created what do they call it? They call it Leopolis in Greek in Greece. So they tried to mirror the same situation. But the deities that was being worshipped in Heliopolis were what was On. On was the first one, the worship of On. The Enneads, or the great Enneads, was a group of 9 deities in the Egyptian mythology worship. Terry, appreciate that donation. Appreciate that. The Enneads, the great Enneads, was a group of 9 deities in the Egyptian mythology worship in Heliopolis. The sun god Atum, not Ra, not Horus. The sun god name was Atum. I just told you, Masons, 7 minutes ago, those 3 lights on that altar are Atan, Atum, and Amun. His children, Shu, Tefnut, and their children, Gab, and Nut, and their children, Osiris, Isis, Set, and Naphtha. That's it. The Ennead sometimes included Horus the Elder, but you don't get Horus until Osiris and Isis consummate, and then Horus comes to the picture. So there is no Horus in the ancient Enneads. Now, the ancient Enneads, we can draw a line from them right over to Nana Sin as well. But the new primordial deities, or the new kids on the block, are the Ungods. Undods. I'm saying that right. Ungods.
Ogdoad.
Ogdoad. The Ogdoad is the new deities. Those are the new kids on the block. See, these are the new gods of the new Egypt.
Now, I just want to point out, when we're dealing with the Ogdoad, they are very much reptilian. I had my last conversation with young Pharaoh. He wanted to argue with me. I didn't engage, but he wanted to argue with me. Oh, these reptilians, when people talk bad about the reptilians, they're talking bad about the Ogdoad. When they're talking bad about the reptilians, they're talking about the war with the Ogdoad and the Enneads. What you mean, the Ogdoad versus the Enneads? Yes, the Ogdoads versus the Enneads. If you look at the Ogdoad, I'm trying to find. They had the 5-pointed star, Ogdoad 5-point star. Oh man, oh there it is. So the Ogdoad, this is it. You're going to see that star with the Ogdoad. That 5-pointed star is the star of Sirius. That's the war star. You use that star when you're ready to go to war. American war star on military vehicles. When you're ready to go to war, you put that star up there. That's the war star. When America's who put that star on American war vehicles? I guarantee, I don't think nobody's going to know. Go. Who put that star on American war vehicles? What company put that star on American war vehicles? What company put that star on American war vehicle? Chrysler. Chrysler. Chrysler is the Christ slayer. Chrysler is the Christ slayer. They were the ones who were making those war vehicles, and Chrysler put the same girl, same star. Chrysler 5-point star. There it is. There it is. The same thing the Ogdoad came with.
Now, I want to add a little bit of value to this, if I may. Ogdoads can be found, depiction of the Ogdoads from the Roman era relief on Hothar's temple in the Dendora, which is a saint, in which some have frog heads, others have serpent heads. What you have to understand, the Dendora is Zodiacus, or the zodiac symbol, where you get your constellations from. Hold on. It's inside of Hathar's temple. It's called the Dundora. If I can pull it up on a separate thing real quick. Dundora. Give me 1 second, family. I want you guys to understand that star that they're showing you is the constellation, the body of the zodiacs. Hathar temple. Not bad, y'all. Trying to show y'all this beautiful situation. So the point is, there was no zodiac. There was no zodiac. The idea of the zodiac comes from Hathar's temple, the Dundora. I'm not sure why that coming up on Skynet don't want us to show it.
That's Skynet.
You gotta activate one of them T1000s.
Right.
T1000. Here we go. I got it. I'm sorry. It's on a whole other screen. Switch screens real quick for y'all, because I want y'all to see this shit. Because when he brought up the star, I'm like, oh, that's the star of Dundora. That's the Dundora star right there. See?
Look at all the stars.
See the
all
serpents?
the stars around those reptilians and the bull god. I'm sorry, the goat god.
Yeah. Now, here it is right there. There it is right there. This is the first zodiac symbol, or what you call the zodiac symbol right here. Those are the 12 primordial situations, or the 26,000 year celestial cycle. Okay. One more thing. Uno más. One more. The 26,000 year cycle of the zodiac is known as a precession of equinox, which is caused by Earth's axis slowly shifting due to the gravitational pull in the sun to moon. This shift, Earth's axis, causes the vernal equinox to move through the zodiac constellations over a course of 26,000 years. What I just showed you, the Egyptians had already figured that shit out a long time ago about the precession of the moon and how the signs work. Now, what happened was those stars became known what's called anthropomorphized. Watch this. Anthropomorphized.
Here's the definition of anthropomorphized.
Anthropomorphized is a human characters of behavior. A human characters of behavior. Anthropomorphized. They begin to deify those objects to show or treat an animal, god, or object as if it's human in appearance or character. That's what the Romans did with the Dundora zodiac. They anthropomorphized the whole situation. I yield the floor.
Could you go back to that reptilian with the dog star? I'm sorry, yeah, with the 5-pointed star one more time, please.
The Dundora.
I think that's what it was.
Oh shit.
I just want to put eyes on it one more time. What we see, and this is what I was saying earlier, when you talk about the war between the Ennead and the Ogdoad, now, because remember, America operates off of occult science. America operates off of occult science. You had a picture with the Ogdoad.
Yeah, I put it in zodiac this time. Just put it in.
There
right
it
here.
is. That's the one. You can click that and scroll to the right a little bit. Hold.
We can blow it up for you.
Yeah.
Hold on,
or I could do it. Magnificent Dendera Abios. Magnificent Dendera. Why are they doing this to me?
I told you, man. That's Skynet for you.
I tell you.
I got you. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up on the screen right here so you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it
boom. There's your war star. There's the 5-pointed star of Sirius. You see the Ogdoad. These are the serpents. And you're looking on the far right, and you're going to see that goat god. There's your goat god, there's your reptilian, and in between the reptilians are your Lyrans.
From Thundora.
From Thundora. Y'all not ready. Minister, I don't want to hold you up. We've gone for an hour and a half. We're almost at 200 people. Can you give me your closing thoughts, please?
I'm giving my closing thoughts, but I have to do this amazing plug right quick because I'm hot boy and it's on fire right now. I want to shout out everybody that's been rocking with me so far and has been tapping in with your boy with the new line dropping. Got to get Crom. We got to get you some gear up on here, bro. But I want to shout out everybody out who rock with me so far with the whole gear lunch, man. Thank y'all so much for tapping in on tonight. As I scramble to find it. I apologize. I should have had it ready already. Tap in with me, new collection. Shoot me an email at moipodcast@gmail.com. Get some apparel. Rock with your boy. Closing thoughts, man. Y'all already know. I got to study. We got to study some more. Something came to me the last 2 days, right? There's a lot of TikTok scholars popping off, and it's a lot of younger scholars. I'm not gonna call them scholars. There's a lot of young readers who are trying to come to the platform, not this platform, just platforms, period, with a lot of information. And I'm so fortunate to have you guys as our students, as our disciples over here on Crumb TV platform. So if you ever see me bring anybody over to the platform who is not as studied as you guys are, just have a little mercy on them. They're trying. They just woke up yesterday. And they're definitely trying. I know I had somebody on. I brought somebody to our house. This is our house. I brought some guests to our house the other day, and she wasn't as versed as we like to see. So just have mercy on them. I will bring new people over to the platforms sporadically throughout the next couple of weeks. So just have mercy on them and teach them through it. Keep your pen and pad always to your side, man. I appreciate y'all so much. Check out the site. Rock with your boy, man. Shop with me. Crumb TV, always a pleasure, man. Appreciate you.
There you have it, family. The master student, the high priest, the minister of information, of course, the disciples and all the other master students. We in there like swimwear. We out there like scoutwear. So yeah, with that said, family, the old gods versus the new gods. Really hope you enjoyed it. Please, family, smash that like button. It's free. It's easy. It takes a second. It works for the algorithm. It spreads the word. It's only one click. So many good reasons why you should do it. Comment, family. Let me know what you think. Or is there a war between the old gods and the new gods? Have we, did anybody get any downloads tonight? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Last but not least, family, smash that subscribe button. There's been a lot of new subscribers. We want to thank y'all. We're humbled, honored, grateful, appreciative. But we are tired. It is late and we do have to go. So with that said, we'll leave you the exact same way we came to you. I'm your humble brother, Crumb. You are now watching Crumb TV. Please.
You are now watching Crumb TV. You're watching Crumb TV. This is Prema Asset in Los Angeles, Leimert Park, and you are now watching Crumb TV.
You are watching Crumb TV.
We're watching Crumb TV.
You are now watching Crumb TV. So subscribe.
I am the Grand Sheikess, Unity Temple number 80, More Science Temple of America, and you are watching Crumb TV.
Yo, this is that kid 179. You're now watching Crumb TV.
Crumb TV.